You never actually own a Patek Philippe. You merely look after it for the next generation. Sounds poetic, doesn't it? But that's not just branding, that's a masterclass in psychological influence. This Swiss watchmaker has turned a simple timepiece into a generational trophy. Not through loud marketing, but through the careful use of strategies like scarcity. Today we unpack the strategies behind the brand that made billionaires wait in line, celebrities beg for access, and generations believe they're buying more than a watch. Founded in 1839 in Geneva, Patek Philippe is one of the oldest surviving watch manufacturers in the world. But their true genius? It wasn't just the mechanics, it was the marketing. From day one, Patek didn't want to be big. They wanted to be rare. They crafted their image around royalty, and royalty responded. Queen Victoria owned a custom Patek piece. Pope Pius IX had one. Fast forward a century, and the same watches found their way onto the wrists of John F. Kennedy, Nelson Mandela, Paul McCartney, and yes, even Brad Pitt. This wasn't about just telling time. It was about signaling timelessness. You weren't buying a watch. You were buying access to a club of the world's most influential figures, not the 1%, the 0.01%. And that's how Patek seeded the idea that their product wasn't a tool. It was a trophy. Let's talk numbers. Patek produces about 60,000 watches per year. Compare that to Rolex, who manufacture over 1 million. Now, here's the kicker. Even if you have the money, you might still be told no. Want a Patek Nautilus 5711? It was discontinued in 2022, at the height of its demand, purely to protect exclusivity. That move alone drove second-hand prices up to over $200,000. For a stainless steel watch that retailed for less than $40,000. Why? Because Patek understands something fundamental. Luxury is not about availability. It's about access. Their boutique model is extremely selective. You can't just walk in and walk out with a watch. You build a relationship, sometimes for years. Even A-listers have been rejected. That's not bad customer service. That's deliberate status filtration. They don't scale, they curate. And that's how you turn time into obsession. Next, let's revisit that legendary line. You never actually own a Patek Philippe. You merely look after it for the next generation. This isn't a tagline. It's a genius marketing ploy. It reframes indulgent spending as noble stewardship. You're not just buying a luxury object. You're securing a piece of future history. And here's where it gets clever. By turning the purchase into a generational ritual, Patek isn't selling watches. They're selling significance. Suddenly, spending $100,000 feels less like flexing, and more like fulfilling a family duty. In a world addicted to showing off, Patek does the opposite. You won't find oversized bezels or diamond-crusted chaos. Their best-known models, like the Calatrava or the Grand Complications, are painfully understated. To the average eye, they might look boring. To the trained eye, they scream money and design. The quiet kind. This is why billionaires like Bernard Arnault wear one. Not because they want to be seen, but because they already are. Patek buyers don't need to signal success. They signal legacy. Even the movement inside the watch, which most people will never see, is finished with obsessive detail. Why? Because it's not about showing off. It's about knowing it's there. In luxury psychology, that's the difference between wanting to impress others and wanting to impress yourself. And that's where Patek wins. In the luxury hierarchy, Patek is the private jet with no logo, the estate behind hedges, the power you don't post. If you know, you know. So, what is Patek Philippe really selling? Not watches, not time. They're selling a worldview, one where meaning is manufactured through scarcity, where price signals virtue, and where legacy is more valuable than status. It's why their marketing never changes, why their wait lists stay long, and why some people will pay more for a used Patek than a brand new one. Because the real value of a Patek isn't on your wrist, it's in your mind. It's the belief that you're part of something elite, something rare, something that lasts. Because in luxury, the most expensive thing is the illusion of meaning.